a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
And welcome to the show. Thanks for spending some time with us here. Thank you for supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. We greatly appreciate that. We've got Mark Haye in the house, 21st Century Financial Group. We're going to talk about estate planning, wills, trust, advanced medical directives, all those different documents and strategies to help in that retirement planning. It's an important process. Carmine Denisco is coming up on the show as well. He's the president of the United Inventors Association. Really cool conversation. We're going to talk about Shark Tank, Home Shopping Network, inventing products, and all the different products that he's invented and has a hand in developing. We've got my friend and I, my cousin and I actually are working on a invention, so it's going to be interesting to see how this process plays out. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Coming up, also, I want to invite you to Friday, September 27th. Save that date. We're going to be hosting our gratitude party. It's our monthly gratitude party. Now, it's normally on the third Thursday, but this time we're doing it on a Friday due to scheduling conflict. But Friday, September 27th, 6 o'clock, over at the Tarpon Turtle. If you've never been, it's a really cool restaurant, waterfront restaurant on Lake Tarpon in Tarpon Springs. Great opportunity to come on out, enjoy some networking, great food, appetizers, and also a private boat tour. We're going to have boats there giving out rides and tours, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Save the date, Friday, September 27th, 6 o'clock, over at the Tarpon Turtle. And we always enjoy these events, Alex. It's a good time for us to be able to network with some of our show partners and for me, previous real estate clients. But also, I love it when our audience turns out and we have folks from the audience here and enjoy to fellowship with them too, man.
It really is. It's really unique, and it's I don't know any other medium where you can just show up and meet and hang out with people that you hear on the radio and just like talk to them and ask them questions and really see if they're really about that life that we sit here and talk about on the microphone. It's really cool. I don't know any other medium where you can just do that and like. You're not charged anything to do that. It's not like we're charging people, hey, $50 at the door to come and meet and greet and talk with us.
Yeah,
it's really cool. It's unique.
Yeah, consumer advocate platform. Always looking to help people, looking to brainstorm, network, and we've had some of the folks show up and they have businesses. It's like, great, how can we plug you into our network? How can we help you? And it's a lot of fun, and I think that's really what it takes, especially in a down economy like this. Tough times is that small business owners, private individuals, networkers, we have to get out there and help each other out. I really like that idea.
Definitely. See, you get those, and I get like the old war stories. People will tell me about like how they used to box and how they used to wrestle and how they used to do all these things. Yeah. Like, hey man, can you really kill a man with just one finger and all this stuff? And it's unique. Is all I'll say again.
That's fun. It's a lot of fun, man. So come on out Friday, September 27th, 6 o'clock over at Tarpon Turtle, Tarpon Springs, and we'll have a lot of fun there. We'll see you there. Quick shout out to Lee's Royal Services, by the way. He does a great job cleaning our real estate properties. This segment is brought to you by Lee'sRoyalServices.com. Lee'sRoyalServices.com, home and office cleaning. And he's also a handyman, so he can knock off some of those items off of your honey-do list there as well. All right, coming up, we're going to talk with Mark Haye here, estate planning, wills, trust, some of the other documents that you can't afford to live or die without. So we're going to talk about that here in a minute. 221 Howard Drive. I love this property. It's a $1 million listing from Aaron Foley on our team, the Keller Williams Platinum MVP team. This one's on Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach, 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3,500 square foot, single family home. Exclusive Bel Air Beach location. You've got a gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances, saltwater pool, 100 linear feet of water frontage on deep water, and you also are just 1 block from the beach. Great opportunity, 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach. Beautiful property right here in Tampa Bay. Old Archer Road. We've got 3101 Archer Road in Gainesville. Real excited about this development as well. My wife Lindsay and I own and operate the team, but Lindsay's also head of New Homes, and New Homes is strictly dealing with development projects, builders, developers. And this one's great opportunity in Gainesville, Florida. We've got 90 pre-construction luxury condos. Yes, you can short-term rent them. EB5 approved. You're 1 mile from the University of Florida. 5 minutes, Shands Medical, Butler Plaza. And you have luxury amenities throughout the building. State-of-the-art fitness facility equipment with Pelotons, equipped with Pelotons, gourmet chef kitchens in the clubhouse. Great opportunity there. You can see all of our listings at Platinum MVP Team.kw.com. All right, Mark Haye back in studio. Welcome back, sir.
Good to see you. It's nice to have the football season kicking off finally again.
It is, man.
I miss it when it's going. I love college football more than the NFL, but I love football in general. I know excited. You do, too. I mean, obviously you played in college.
Excited to go to this Florida game. We're going to be up there talking about the condos, kind of reaching out, trying to meet some of the Bull Gators up there. And
I love it. It's excellent. Florida's schedule is daunting, though.
I hear that.
You've seen it, but wow, their schedule is something else. So we'll see how they do. Best of luck to them. You know, absolutely.
It'll be great coming into the swamp. Everybody coming into the swamp. Miami Hurricanes gonna be up there this weekend, so it'll be a lot of fun. So today you gave us some good, giving us some good insights into estate planning. A lot of common mistakes I'm sure you see every day out there, Mark.
Yeah. Now I'm not an estate planning attorney, but we work with clients, estate planning attorney, or we have some that we recommend that we work with and our clients. But it's very important to have just a basic will and estate plan done. I'm going to go through a few things of why it needs to be done. But for example, if you want to leave your assets, whether it's a home, whether it's IRA, whether it's bank accounts, make sure everything has beneficiaries. A lot of times people just put the estate as a beneficiary, and when you do that, it automatically goes to probate. And if anybody's ever been through probate, which I've had clients and some family members that had to go through probate, very expensive, and it lasts a long time.
Wow.
Maybe 6 months to a year getting through probate. And I know you do real estate, so let's just talk about real estate. If you want to leave your house or your residence or any real estate to your kids, let's just say you want to leave it to your kids, if you don't have a transfer on death deed or you don't have it going into a trust on your demise, it automatically goes to probate. Even if everything else is titled, as a beneficiary, we're just talking about the real estate, they have to go through probate. Now, when they do that, they have to pay 10, 20 grand to an attorney to go through probate. At the same time, they got to maintain that property, pay the mortgage, pay the taxes, pay the insurance, pay the utilities, et cetera, while they're going through probate.
Yep.
And you can see how that can eat up a lot of their own cash flow.
Right.
Just getting through that. They can't even sell that property.
Right.
Because it's in probate and the state has to decide who's going to get it, et cetera. So just real estate alone is so important to make sure you have a transfer on death deed or you have it go to a trust. Otherwise, they're going to automatically go through the real estate, into the probate. Now, another reason why we meet and make sure that clients have basic wills done is if you become incapacitated, like your health changes, right? Who's in charge of making that decision for you? Like this person needs to have this medication or we're going to pull the plug or, whatever that is in your health. Who's making that decision? At the same time, who's making the financial decision? Who's writing checks? Who's got access to the bank accounts? Who's keeping the mortgage? Who's doing all that? And if you don't have it listed, again, the state's going to decide who does that. You know what I mean? So you have a plan. It's just the state and the government are now taking over, and they're the ones that are going to decide who does what.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's very, very important that we have the will done just for that basic. Hey, health power attorney. We need a durable power attorney. We need real estate coded. We need beneficiaries on everything, and we use life assurance a lot because it's a bypass, meaning like it doesn't go to probate. It goes right to the beneficiaries, tax free, which then can help. If there's a situation with probate or getting things out, to pay taxes or whatever they got to do, it's a bypass. So we use a lot of that as far as that. Now, my own personal estate plan, I don't have any kids. But I do have a nephew that has severe mental and physical handicap, So I set up a special needs trust for him in my estate, So if I were to pass, instead of giving them money, my brother money to help take care of his kid, which would eliminate government assistance for them, because all of a sudden now they're in an influx of cash because of the death benefit of life insurance, et cetera, it eliminates it. But if you do some planning, and people that have this situation where they have a kid that may be mentally or physically handicapped, it's very important to have an ILET with a special needs trust. The money goes into, and it's outside of the estate. It allows them to keep giving government assistance. At the same time, they have that money over there to help take care of their kid.
Right.
A lot of times people that have this situation do no planning, and when they pass, there's got to be a guardianship to even take care of this kid. And if you don't name this person, the state comes in and decides who they're going to name.
Right.
So then people ask me all the time, well, how do they decide that? Well, if you were to pass tonight, let's say you and your wife pass tonight, okay? There's a letter that's going to go out to every single one of your family members that, so-and-so has passed, Mr. and Mrs. Smith has passed, and here's all their assets, and now everybody has claim to that. So you could have some crazy uncle in Idaho that you never talked to that says, well, they wanted to leave everything to me to take care of the kid. So I am the guardianship. I should be inheriting it.
Wow.
And now you got to go to court and fight these people
Yep.
when they may have told you, Mr. and Miss Smith may have told their brother or their sister, like, I want you to be in charge of my kid and my assets, and I want you to make sure this happens. But if it's not written down, it's a fight for everybody to go in and get that.
Right.
And the larger the estate, the more fighting there's going to be.
Yeah.
And I've witnessed siblings end up hating each other over an estate their parents left because it wasn't done properly.
Right.
You could have a business, and let's say the two sons are in the business and the daughter's not.
Yep.
Okay? When you pass, if you don't have any kind of business succession plan or a will done or anything done to show that, hey, the business goes to these two sons, well, now the daughter can come in and say, well, no, I was part of the family and I get a third of the business.
Yeah.
Well, she would be entitled to it if it's not in writing that, this is what happens. And we do a lot of equalizing the estate in that situation. But just basic, because we're talking about estate planning, if it's not written down, she's going to go and get a third, and the brothers worked their whole life in that business, now to give up a third to their sibling. And guess what happens? Now the dad that built this business that wanted to leave it to the kids, the two brothers, and then obviously we want to leave something to the daughter, they're fighting over this business and this estate. Now they hate each other, and it was not what the dad ever wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Now you can get creative with your estate plan. So I have people that love MotoGP or Indy Formula Ones.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Where they travel the world and they try to go see a different racetrack every couple of years, etc. Well, I have one guy that he developed his estate plan. He has 3 kids and a wife, and he wanted to go see the entire circuit, meaning in his lifetime he wanted to visit every country and see every race. So, that was just his bucket list. And he takes his kids and stuff with him. Well, if he died early, he earmarked some monies, like $750,000 that goes into account, and every year that family can pick, hey, we're going to go to Australia and watch Formula One. Everything's paid for by the trust. But the rule is all have to go,
Yeah.
and it will release $50,000 or $75,000 for you guys to do that.
Nice.
But if one person doesn't go, no money's released.
Wow.
So he wants them as a family to go,
Yeah,
because
that's
that's
cool.
what he wanted to do while he was alive. He wanted to do this, but he didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
So he put it in writing, and he has money for them to do that.
I like
But
that.
you can get really creative with
Yeah.
this stuff. But the trust basically lets you control the assets from the grave.
Right.
So you can make decisions of how you want that money to go. Now, you have a young son and you have a daughter.
Yep.
If you were to pass tonight, and let's say you left $4 million, I'm just saying that.
Yep.
You left $4 million to your 18-year-old daughter, and you have a 1-year-old son, and you don't have anybody have guardianship, that means your daughter's going to get $2 million at 18. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was 18, if someone gave me a $2 million check,
Yep.
my life probably be drastically different.
Yeah.
If not, I might not be here. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
So you can make rules like, hey, she gets $100,000 a year, every year until it's out. Or I have some clients that will match income. So instead of them just getting $2 million,
Yeah.
they'll let them go out and say, okay, if you want to work and make $10,000 a year, then we're going to match $10,000.
That's cool.
But if you want to go out and work hard and be a productive person in society, you make $250,000, $500,000, whatever you make, they'll match that,
Yeah.
from the trust.
That's cool.
So again, it's just being creative, not putting your kids and grandkids in a situation where they just inherit a ton of money and properties, have no idea what to do with it, and next thing you know, they're blowing it.
Yep.
Because you're 18 years old and nothing else to do other than to spend it.
Yeah, that's right. Bad decision making, bad peer group potentially. And I've seen that and heard that over the years, too, talking about. It's been a while since we've talked about this on the show, so this is a good topic today. Mark Haye in studio with us, 21st Century Financial. We're talking about estate planning, wills, trust, advanced medical directives, all of those things that you need to consider. If you don't have one in place, you've got to bite the bullet. You've got to start having that conversation with your family members. We're going to take a quick break, come back and talk more with Mark Haye, 21st Century Financial Group here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Also, our feel-good story of the day, shells to sweaters. Sustainable sea wool earns millions for Taiwan business spinning oyster shells into yarn. Feel-good story of the day coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at BrandonBrimes1, at CQB Show. And please subscribe to the YouTube and Rumble channel. Pull out your smartphone and pull it up. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, cool cats. Summer's definitely started here in Florida. The only question is, are you hot or are you too hot? Here at Pool & Coolin', our goal is to keep you cool. We do AC repairs, full system replacements, and whatever else it takes to provide you with superior service. With over 150 years of experience, our technicians are fast, honest, and dependable. Pool & Coolin', we'll keep you cool. Call now, 855-955-COOL. That's 855-955-COOL.
Lindsay Rhymes here with Archer Place in Gainesville, Florida. Our luxury condo community is located only 1.5 miles from the University of Florida, 5 minutes to Shands Medical and Butler Plaza. Our buyers love the high-end luxury amenities in their building, including a state-of-the-art fitness facility equipped with Pelotons, the resort-style temperature-controlled pool accompanied with cabanas and grills, and the gourmet chef's kitchen in our clubhouse that overlooks the pool. We have pre-construction pricing only for a limited time, with floor plans ranging from a 1-bedroom, 1-bath to 2-floor penthouses with plunge pools. Starting in the low 400,000s to the high 900s, investors, parents sending their young adults off to school, medical professionals, business owners, and entrepreneurs alike are investing in these residences. Reach out to us today at 727-263-3707 to get more information.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio with Mark Haye. We're going to talk about real estate next. Real estate, passing it on to kids. And what is the step-up cost basis? How does that work? We're going to talk with Mark on that here in just a moment. A couple of hot listings, 7325 Skybird Road, number 399. Beautiful property. This one's in Manatee County here. 3-bedroom, 2.5-bath. You got a 1-car garage, open floor plan, 1,520-square-foot condo with beautiful lake views. It's recently remodeled. The kitchen has granite. You have wood cabinets, stainless steel appliances. 81-foot lagoon-style heated community pool. Great opportunity there. Also, clubhouse, fitness center. 7325 Skybird Road, Unit 399. That's in Bradenton, Florida. 2790 Pinellas Point, right here in St. Petersburg. Beautiful Pinellas County property here. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,236 square feet. Culinary enthusiast will delight in the fully renovated kitchen. You got an open floor plan here. Beautifully landscaped. Paver patio as well. Practical features include solar panels to reduce electrical cost. Close to the Skyway Bridge as well. 2790 Pinellas Point Drive South, St. Petersburg, Florida. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Got to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Solar Bear. Solar Bear is the official solar provider for the Consumer Quarterback Show. SolarBear.com. Check them out online, SolarBear.com. Say hello to Blake Ambrester over there, and you can also see his videos on our YouTube channel. Over 2,500 videos on our YouTube channel now as well. All right, Mark Haye back in studio with us. Real estate is an important part of most portfolios. And what are you thinking about this step-up cost basis as well?
Yeah, so you said something when we went to break. You know, you have to talk to your kids about financial planning, estate planning, and let them be aware. Like, here, this is what I have, this is what we want to leave. Here's how it works, etc. And then a lot of times, kids will say, "Well, I don't want the house. You know, I don't want that. You know, I live in Florida. My parents live in Ohio. I don't want that house. You know what I mean?" But until you understand how magical real estate is when you pass it, you know. So first of all, we talked about you got to make sure you have a transfer on death deed or it has to go into a trust. Otherwise, it goes to probate. But the reason you want it is, let's say your parents bought this thing years ago for $50,000. I'm just using that number. Let's say they bought that house for $50,000, and today it's worth $1 million. Okay, yep. When you pass and leave it to your kids, they get the new step-up cost basis of $1 million. So that $950,000 of gains that would be taxable is not taxable to the kids anymore.
Wow.
So now they inherit this property at $1 million, and they go and sell it. They don't have to pay any taxes on that from a $50,000 to $1 million. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great.
Now let's say they get it $1 million and they sell it for 1.5. Now they got to pay taxes on the 500,000 from $1 million to 1.5. So it's a really good asset to pass.
Yeah.
The problem is people don't ever pass it correctly because they don't have the transfer on deed on death. They don't have it in a trust. They don't pass it, and it goes to probate, which causes the heartache and the headache of floating an extra mortgage and all the utilities, paying for an attorney, going through probate, 6 months, a year, whatever that may be, and it becomes a nightmare.
Wow.
Whereas if you just do it correctly, they inherit something that can essentially is tax-free, that they can now make into a rental, that they can sell, they can do whatever they want, not pay the taxes on that because they get the step-up cost basis. So real estate is a very important thing. If all you did was say, I want to make sure that my health is taken care of if I'm not able, and I want someone to take care of my finance not able, and I want my real estate to make sure it goes to the kids, because that is a really good asset to pass if done correctly.
Yeah.
And
what's the correct way again to do that?
You got to have a transfer on death deed or transfer it into a trust as the beneficiary. If you transfer a trust as the beneficiary and you name your kids as the beneficiary of the trust, it goes automatically to them.
Got it.
But if you don't do those two things, it automatically goes to probate.
Yeah.
And everything else would be theirs, but now they got to fight probate to get that real estate. And like I said, you're floating. You can't even make a decision on renting it, selling it, nothing until it gets through probate.
Right.
And who knows? What if it takes 2 years? Are you going to be able to float that for 2 years?
Yeah.
And a lot of times people just don't want to deal with it, and that's why I don't want the real estate. Or you'll have people when they're alive say, I want to transfer my house to my kids while I'm alive, or I want to give it to them. When you do that, now they have to pay taxes on everything that's gained. So using our scenario, you bought it for $50,000, 30 years later it's worth $1 million. You say, I want to give it to my kids while I'm alive. They owe taxes on the $950,000.
Wow.
Where if they wait till death, they get the step-up cost basis, owe nothing.
Yeah, terrible decision.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you have a financial advisor, you have estate planning that work together on all this, because if it's not coded correctly or beneficiaries are not correct, it's going to the estate, going to probate, and then they're going to have a nightmare.
Yeah, reach out. We'll put you in touch with Mark. He'll break all this down for you. 727-263-3707. You can call or text that hotline, 727-263-3707. That's our off-air number. You can call or text that. And, Mark, talk about also when you receive that phone call on your end, what does that sound like? And a lot of folks are already going to have some type of plan in place or some type of retirement. Will you review that for them?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's basically the phone call is what is it that you've done and what are you trying to accomplish? That's as simple as we can make it. And a lot of times people say, well, I got a will and stuff done 20 years ago when we lived in North Carolina. Well, you live in Florida now, so it doesn't count. You have to have it as the state you live in has to be created there. So we got to redo the whole thing basically at that point. But it's very, very easy to know if it's been a while. I mean, we did it when my kids were, babies. Now they're in their 40s. We probably should review that estate plan. Right. It's been a while. You know what I mean? And then what I've seen, unfortunately, is someone married 30 years ago. They get divorced, they get remarried, and they never updated the beneficiary. End up dying. Guess who gets all the money?
Wow.
The ex-wife that was not supposed to get the money gets the money, and the new wife is pissed. You know what I mean? Because they never updated it. You got to update it.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's it. Yep. I can see that happening. People just get caught up and they get busy and they forget and just don't go back and review those documents. So reach out to Mark Haye, 21st Century Financial. You can find him online as well, markhaye.com, facebook.com as well, and financial advisor, 21st Century Financial, Mark Haye. Thanks for coming in, man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Those are good tips. Estate planning, wills, trust, advanced medical directives, all of those different strategies. Good stuff there with Mark. Coming up, Carmine Denisco in the house. He's the president of the United Inventors Association. Really cool conversation coming up about inventing and some of his products that he's helped people take to market, Shark Tank, Home Shopping Network, and also the sequence of events and how to save time and money when it comes to inventing and the process of inventing. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show.
All right, we got Carmine in the house. Carmine Denisco. He's the president of the United Inventors Association. We're going to talk with him in just a moment here. Interesting world of inventions and getting product on Shark Tank or Home Shopping Network. Interesting conversation coming up. We're going to dive deep into that whole process. Also, we're going to talk about his book here. He's got the Inventors Roadmap to Success. He's written it all in here. It's all in here, right, Carmine? It's all in here. So we're going to talk with him here in just a minute. Before we do, a couple of hot listings. We like to feature our real estate properties live on air, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of our real estate properties. This one, however, is a rental, 222 Arlington Avenue East. This is a rental property available in Oldsmar. Beautiful property. It's on a large, beautiful acreage of land, half acre of land, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. You got 2,400 square foot single family home, and it's a rental on top floor of the home. You got large trees, private setting here, ample cabinet, kitchen and counter space there, breakfast bar, modern finishes. The living room opens up to a covered porch. You got a beautiful balcony upstairs as well. Great rental opportunity here. It's right around $3,500 a month for the rental. Check out 222 Arlington Avenue East in Oldsmar, Florida. 12255 US Highway 27 in Ocala. Brand new listing, just hit the market. Vacant land opportunity here. So as you know, we list residential, commercial, and vacant land properties. This one's 3 acres of land. It's zoned A1. You can build your dream home or establish your world-class horse farm. You have tranquility here of country living with unparalleled convenience. Moments away from the world-renowned equestrian center, prestigious Golden Ocala Country Club around the corner as well. Serene privacy and a vibrant equestrian lifestyle. Great opportunity. 3 acres of land, paved road, beautiful property. 12255 North US Highway 27 in Ocala. And you can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. Quick shout out to our friends over at Replenish IV Solutions, longtime friends of the show, Stephen and Lisa Gunn and Replenish IV Solutions. I go down there once a month or so and I get the vitamin infusion right into my bloodstream. Got all the good stuff, something like the Myers cocktail with all the C vitamins, the Bs, all the nutrients going in there, boosting your immunity. Check them out online, replenishivsolutions.com. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. All right, Carmine, welcome back in, sir.
Yeah, love it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, awesome, man. So this is a lot of fun when you start getting into this, and having a meeting yesterday too. I can just see the smile on your face. I love it when I talk to entrepreneurs and businessmen and women that just they have that proverbial smile and that energy about them, man. And you definitely have that. So it sounds like you love what you do.
It's so much fun,
Yeah.
People come to you with their ideas, their dreams, and I get to make them for them.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun and leading them down that right path where it's successful, not just making your idea, but a successful idea. That's most important.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a difference there in the ones that so you can almost tell from the first conversation a lot of times, I'm assuming, right, over the years of doing this.
Yeah, it's weird because a lot of times, the product is it could be a B product with a great A entrepreneur and they can make it work.
Got it.
I always joke that I would have kicked a chia pet out of my office. So you never really know for sure. All you can do is give them the right ammo, the right things to do.
Right.
And, you just never know.
And coach them to success.
Yes.
Get them in the right and speaking of those years, you've got a lot of context now, too. So the early Carmine versus now 20-plus years or so in the game, you've got a lot more experience, and you've seen some of these other products. What's some of the products that you've helped launch, again, for our audience?
So, we've brought a lot of different products to market. I mean, a lot of people might have heard of the Lion Latch or Knobbies. A lot of products, even the hose hooker, which has been on, HSN and QVC. It's a little hose device that holds the hose so you have free hands. Just crazy little products that, aren't common, but when you see them in the store or you go out and you go online, then you notice them. So it's a lot of fun little stuff.
Yeah, that's really neat, man. And there's so many niches today, too, right? There's so many niches. So for the inventor out there, the aspiring inventor, what are some of the main thoughts that they need to think about or just have that open mind about?
Yeah, try to invent into something that excites you, something that you like, some kind of hobby or something that's not only is it going to be, work is work, but if you love what you're doing and you have a product that is in a hobby or something that you love, it's a little bit more fun. You have your knowledge about it and you don't mind learning about it. So invent it to something that you love or that you like.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of niches. We talked yesterday about, the Trump rally or something will happen, and then all of a sudden now that's the T-shirt.
Yes.
Right, that's the T-shirt. That seems like a really unique industry that kind of came about somewhat overnight, but over the past couple years or so, you've seen these T-shirts just getting pumped out that have a cool slogan, and they probably sell 100,000 within a couple of weeks, right?
Yes, fast followers. There's those guys out there that all of a sudden next day there's T-shirts everywhere, and they're ready to pounce on news and articles, and they're looking for things to make, and they're doing it quickly. I mean, those are true entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So talk to me too about the sequence of events, because sometimes the inventor might be looked at. He might be looked at as prey. He might be preyed upon a little bit by other potential people in that line to help them, patent attorneys, etc.
Huge, and it's great, Brandon. The thing about it is like everything, building a house or selling a house. You want to go in the right sequence that there's not a detrimental issue. I don't even like to say the word mistake. So you really want to get some going in the right sequence of inventing your idea, checking it out, checking the market before you go and spend a lot of money with a consultant, or even on an intellectual property terms. You don't need to spend $10,000-$15,000 the day after you came up with your idea. So there's a sequence, and taking the time to make sure, one, it's a great idea. It's got to be big. Your idea can't be for a small little niche. You want a mass market that's a niche but huge. Right. So there is a sequence to it, taking, like you said, thousands of products through it. And you just want to make sure that you take your time and make sure the steps that you take are the right ones.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking with Carmine Denisco, and he is the president of the United Inventors Association. Talk to us a little bit about that association. What do they do, and how does that work?
UIA is such an awesome association. It's been around since the early 90s. It was born out of the Patent and Trademark Office. They were looking for a way to connect with people, and they formed this association, and we have over 100,000 members, probably much more by now. It's a free organization, and we're really based on helping inventors with education, with knowledge, with connections with the right people to help them, and really just being there as a resource when they need help. So you don't have to be alone. You don't have to design your product in a closet. Inventors are scared to talk about their idea. And fear, as you guys know, will slow you down. The fear really stops you cold.
Right, yeah, exactly. I even see that in real estate when I'm training or teaching agents. It's, the fear to pick up the phone call and make that call and get told no or get yelled at, whatever. You got to just bounce right over that fear.
Yes.
It's a big part of, being in sales. And you've heard that saying of it's not who you know or what you know, but who you know. I mean, of course, you got to have the basic knowledge. You got to have some know-how. But how much of it is really who you know in that business?
It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like saying it like that, but, take your time and don't always ask people. Like, if you run into somebody that can help you, you run into a Shark Tank person or something, just don't instantly ask them for everything. Ask you how you can help them. What can you do for them? It is really who you know in this world, in a sense. You have to have a good product. You have to know what you're doing. You have to be ready to launch your product. So use those connections, and that's a resource at the right time in the right place. I'll talk about that sequence thing. It's so important. You don't want to run into Damon John, and he says, "Well, let me see your product," and you go, "Oh, I don't have it yet." So you want to be prepared when those windows open.
Because an idea is just an idea.
Just an idea.
So you're saying if you have the idea, you've got to make some type of a prototype. Get something and show them.
Yes, 100%. You want a prototype or even a little further. You want to have proof. People can ask, how much does it cost? Where are you going to make it? How many can you make a month? So you want to have those answers when they ask. It's not like the early 80s or early, mid 90s, where they just gave out stuff for products, took them on. People are very, very cautious what they invest in now.
In one of our early conversations, too, you mentioned that. You mentioned how it's changed and evolved from the 80s to the 90s to now. Can you talk a little bit more about that? What do you mean specifically?
Yeah, so early on, in the early days, probably when I had hair on my head, which was a long time ago, they used to, companies were looking for products. They were starving for products, and they would license a product just on an idea. They would say, okay, our R&D team will take that on, and let's try to make that great idea. And sometimes there were wins, and sometimes there was. As you guys know, out of 10 products, maybe 2 made money. The other ones would be a loss. But they took those chances. But now they don't do it anymore because things are so fast moving. There's so many products out there. They want you to prove there's a market for it. They want you to sell. They want you to show how many you sold, and then they may take it on. So it's really come full circle.
Yeah, so is that why you see some products, some inventors going to farmers markets and just selling, just trying to prove that this what was the one thing I saw? It was like a bubble. It was like the wand, right? It had bubble, and you could go like this, and it would make the big bubble. You put the Dawn soap, and it'd make a big bubble.
Yes,
right?
yes. You hit it right on the head, Brandon. They want you to show there's a market. They want you to put in the time.
Yeah. Alex, any questions for Carmine? It's do you see inventions maybe in the MMA space or training space? Is this like bringing some ideas? You got an invention now?
100%. I have my mind is on fire right now.
There you go.
I've been burning for a while to figure out how to bring a product to market. And actually, my question is, what is the process? I mean, because obviously, when there's a tangible good, something like a cup that I want to sell and I want to push on HSN, but then you take something like, let's go back a little bit and talk about like P90X or something like that. What does it take? Because you can't patent or trademark movement.
Correct.
Right? But what does it take to because I have very, very unique training methodologies that I use that I've always wanted to bring to the market on a mass scale. But the second I have even demonstrated one time somewhere, they steal it and start using it in that gym or whatever. So I was like, how do you keep this secret and then forge it into this product and then take it to finally produce it to the world package? That's a tough one.
Huge. You know what's great about it is that you have to make yourself the brand.
Sure.
You have to be the expert. Right. And if you're not the expert, then someone can take that market from you. Sure, they can copy you. But if you're the expert, they want to buy your product. So it's
BlackBelt Fitness.
There you go.
Fitness.
So you want to secure your knowledge, your experience in the market that you're working on. And let people know, I'm the expert. Not you saying the expert.
Sure.
People are saying you're the expert. And by the way, I have these exercises, follow them along.
Yeah.
And somebody's going to try to come in and jump in, but they're not the expert.
For sure.
They're not the expert.
But isn't that something else?
That Tony guy that did P90X.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Banks.
He's saying, was it Tony Banks?
That's a different
name. No, that's
name.
Billy Blanks.
I know who you're talking about.
You're mixing up stuff there.
Yeah.
But those guys, like the Tony guy that came in and he did P90X. He essentially, I mean, obviously he was a popular trainer and he knows his stuff, but he came and he packaged this in a DVD method.
Right.
And I've always thought, like, how do you do that? How do you take what you do to fruition? Like that?
Yeah.
So we'll have to talk off air more. About
That'd be cool.
Some stuff.
I think sometimes you maybe see it behind a paywall now today. That's the equivalent of having the DVD that you would sell and then ship out. Maybe it's something behind a paywall, like a video thing. But
technology has really come full circle where you can do that now. I mean, deliver instantly videos and memberships and things in that sense.
Absolutely.
It's great.
Let's take a quick break there. More with Carmine when we come back. United Inventors Association. We're going to talk with him more about the process, inventing, and all of that good stuff coming up here. Also, maybe we'll get him to share some stories of different interactions with Shark Tank, folks, some of the stars of Shark Tank and those things there. Also, our feel-good story of the day. We got a feel-good story here. Shells to Sweaters, sustainable seawool earns millions for Taiwan business spinning oyster shells into yarn. Feel-good story of the day coming up. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon BRimes here for AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. My wife and I shifted a lot of our buying habits, and we wanted to support companies that support our values, patriotic, Christian, conservative companies. And you can find that online at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. Now, what you're doing is you're not spending any new money. You're simply buying a lot of the common purchases that you're buying every month for the kitchen, the bathroom, your shampoos, your laundry detergent, all types of great essential oils, vitamins, herbs, those types of products. And for you beef lovers, we have great beef products as well. Tenderloin, sirloin steaks, grass-fed beef available as well. So check out AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. And I'd love to talk to you if you have any questions about it. There's also business opportunity there for you as well. 813-917-1894. And thank you so much for supporting our company, AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. By simply shifting some of your buying habits, you're going to help support like-minded people, like-minded companies, and that can support you as well.
Lindsay Rhymes here. My husband Brandon and I own the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams, and our team of seasoned agents is ready to help you buy, sell, invest, and love the life you live here in Tampa Bay. Communication, execution, customer service, and bulletproofing transactions are really where our team shines. We service Hillsborough, Pinellas, Manatee, Pasco, Hernando, and Citrus counties, and we have seasoned agents in residential, luxury land, and commercial divisions. Reach out to us, your Christian realtors, and let us help empower you with the right knowledge to make smart decisions with your next transaction. Call us at 727-263-3707 today. Again, that number is 727-263-3707.
Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're talking with Carmine. He is the president of the United Inventors Association. We're going to dive deep into that as well here. Before we do, a couple of hot listings in our feel-good story of the day. We got a property on 7202 US Highway 301 South in Riverview. This is a commercial property that we've got listed here. It's you've got two separate buildings. One is set up more of a we're operating as a barber shop now, but it could be pretty much a professional office, real estate, mortgage, title, insurance. And then next door you have a mechanic shop. They do transmissions, mufflers, brakes, and tune-ups there as well. So you got a great opportunity here. Thousands of cars passing a day. I think it's around 40 to 50,000 vehicles a day passing by. You got an auto shop for repair. 7202 US Highway 301 South in Riverview. Great opportunity for commercial property in Tampa Bay. Also, Rudder Way. We've got vacant land. This is water frontage on the water in Newport Richey, Rudder Way. You've got 10 acres of land, Newport Richey, Florida, waterfront development opportunity here in Tampa Bay, direct Gulf water access with an existing dock here. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country. Tell me something good.
All right, here's our feel-good story of the day. A Taiwanese entrepreneur named Eddie Wang is transforming discarded oyster shells into a sustainable textile called sea wool. This innovative yarn, similar to sheep's wool, is made from the 160,000 metric tons of oyster shells discarded annually in Taiwan. While oyster shells are traditionally used to help build reefs, Wang saw potential in using them for textile production, inspired by locals who used crushed shells for home insulation. His factory now produces 900,000 tons of sea wool annually, generating $6 million in revenue. Sea wool garments are competitively priced and offer an eco-friendly alternative to traditional textiles. Additionally, powdered oyster shells could be potentially replace limestone in various industries, reducing emissions and pollutions. And there you have it, our feel-good story of the day. Hey, it sounds like another cool invention there, Carmine.
I'm looking for some sea wool.
There you go.
How many tons did you say that was?
160,000 tons.
Do you realize? Can you fathom that number? That's a massive number. So basically, between oyster shells and bamboo, we could say the planet, man.
Yeah, that's some good stuff right there, man. I still don't know how they make
that's a lot.
Yarn out of oyster shells. Somehow they process that together. But let's go back to Carmine here. So Carmine, behind the scenes, I'm sure you've had some interesting stories or fun stories that you're working with some over the years. Dealing with these inventors and can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. We get a lot of stories. It's so much fun dealing with different inventors and different personalities and different products. A lot of people want to hear sometimes when I'll do a talk or something about Shark Tank. We do a lot of products on Shark Tank. We help a lot of people get onto the Shark Tank. And, what they don't realize is it's entertainment. The sharks, we talk to the sharks a lot. Sometimes when they're investing in products, I won't say whom of the sharks, but they'll call us up and say, "Hey, Carmine, we invested in this product. It's a mess. The manufacturing or the shipping, or they want to switch it out of that factory and they want to move factories.
Yeah.
It's just business. The sharks are business guys.
Yeah.
And they're investing in a product, but they really don't have the ins and outs of what that business is really done. They're just looking and talking to the inventor.
Right.
It's kind of like a fish store. The more you talk about your product, the bigger it gets.
Yeah.
And it's same for the Shark Tank. But it is a lot of fun dealing with the sharks and dealing with the people that have been on, seeing their life get transformed.
Yeah, that's amazing. A lot of them will just be able to parlay just the fact that they were on there into successful meetings and successful conversations.
It is, because it is a lot to get on the show. You got to go through a lot of hoops, a lot of meetings. There's probably about 9 interviews just to get onto the show, just to film. And then they film 120 people, but they only have room for 100.
Wow. So some people may go with the intention of thinking that they're getting on, but hey, sorry, you didn't make the cut.
Yes. Many people I know filmed. They flew out, got filmed, and
that's
just didn't make the cut.
And maybe that's an idea for the show, Alex. What do you think?
Let's give it a go.
There you go.
I'm always down, man. I'm good for the hustle. So.
Yeah. So, Carmine, final thought here. We're kind of coming closer. I just wanted to mention, too, that movie, Joy. What a good movie that was. I forgot the actor. I always forget her name. She was really good. But remember the Joy? She made the mop.
Yeah. So
Pretty
Joy's
cool
great. She's actually one of our board members.
Okay.
And she really does a great job. She's got some cool products out.
That is
Joy
cool.
Mangano, we talked to her. I don't want to say all the time, but we speak with her. She's great. She's got great products. She's really helping inventors.
Yeah, so she parlayed that success into a lifelong of helping people just like you have.
Yeah. Well, the people that are so far above what I'm doing, they really are helping and giving back. I love it.
Yeah, that's such a cool way to do it, man. Just having that attitude of gratitude, paying it forward, being able to help people, and abundance mentality, I think, right? You probably have around you these folks that are willing to help, right?
Yeah. And it's great being able to pick up a phone and saying, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And very, very seldom they can't.
Right.
Or they say, if they don't have the time, they say, hey, Jim will help you, or this person will help you.
Right.
They always reach out when they reach that level.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And the manufacturing side, too, in our previous conversations, sometimes you may want to manufacture in South America. Sometimes it might be a better product for Asia. You've got all the insights on which way to go there.
Yeah, it's very important to not only choose the right place, the right technology, the right people, because it's not just about geography anymore. We're dealing with a global economy.
Yes.
A lot of people don't want to use Asia, but a lot of the products that they'll be putting in their product in Mexico are coming from Asia. So you really just got to open your mind and realize that this is worldwide. Just make your product, make money, have fun.
Yeah, that's right. How do you want people to connect with you? I see you've got your LinkedIn connection here. Is that the best place?
LinkedIn's great.
LinkedIn.com, C. Denisco, Carmine Denisco. Also, United Inventors Association. You can find them online there as well. Carmine, thanks for coming in, man.
Love it. Thank you, guys. You're doing an awesome job.
Thank you. Yeah, we really appreciate it, and it's a lot of fun. And always great to have the audience engaged. So if you've heard anything on today's show, reach out to the hotline online at consumerqb.com. You can submit emails there on the website, consumerqb.com, and you'll see links there to all of our expert contributors online. So, hey, another great show. I want to thank Mark Haye, Carmine Denisco, of course, Alex, BlackBelt Lima, and we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes.